So this is my new drum kit. New is a relative thing. It's very old and it is not of very good quality. It is of the brand D2RUMS. D2 by DDRUMS, whatever it may be. Not a very famous brand. And I bought the entire set for 140 bucks. So I'm not expecting a lot. But I am expecting to make it better. And a little while ago I bought a bass drum, which is in the shed, but we're not going there, and which had a huge crack in the case. Someone dropped it, it had a huge crack like that, and I got it for 10 bucks. It was an old Pearl unit, and the advantage of that was that I got a lot of hardware, and I used that to fix up something else, but I still had this Evans head left, and I also had this one, also Evans, which are decent quality, and they will go on here. The other thing is that the bracket to hold the toms of D2 is, well, it's not plastic, but it's close to plastic. I think it might even be plastic. It's very thin, it doesn't weigh anything. And the clamping mechanism is not what I like it to be. So I took the unit off of the pearl, you can see it's pearl, of the broken bass drum I had, and I bolted it on. The hole spacing is the same, so I didn't have to actually do anything except for drill 4 holes, and I had to remove the D2 bracket, or not bracket, plate, because it was in the way. And then you can see that it was obviously silver before it just discolored. I think that's from the sun. You can also see there's lines on there where the sun obviously didn't come too often. And I don't mind, that gives character, but it does explain why the rings, which are, I think, the original color, and different materials, so they didn't discolor like the main case. You can see that the other two have got the same discoloration as this one, except for the small tom, which is D2, but I think it's from another kit. And it's all not very good quality, but they do come with the Remo Weather King pinstripe heads on them, which I think is good. The hardware I think is old, but pearl, so decent quality. And this crash symbol and hi-hat symbols are terrible. But this is my at-home kit. I don't have any other kit, by the way, but I don't know whether I will perform on this one before I upgrade things like that. And it will get Evans sound of mutes on them, because I'm in a concrete house directly connected to the neighbors, and I don't want to scare the neighbors off or get the police. So this is where I'm at now. I just glued in two Velcro strips, because this Evans IQ pad I also found in that old, it's dirty, I need to vacuum it, in that old bass drum. And I like those. And they connect with Velcro, so you can slide them back and forth. They go in like this. And then they sit against the head. And if you pull them back, they sit less against the head. And if you push them forward, they are strong, pressing more against the head, giving some dampening. So, yeah. It's a work in progress. It'll never be an A-grade kit. I think it'll always be a D-grade kit. But it'll be an improved D-grade kit with some nice sounds and good heads. I need to tune out some ringing still, but it's got potential, especially for playing at home, small gigs. Once the cymbals are up to date, I think I have something I can play with. So here we are, all done. The Evans head on there, the damper in there. I moved it back and forth a bit to see how much pressure I wanted on there. And now it keeps vibrating for about just less than a second, I think. While without it, it would do about 2.5 or 3 seconds of resonance. So I think that's good. Bracket is in place, holding everything. The resonance head is in there. And what I do, and I don't know whether that makes sense, but it's the way I play the best, is that the bigger of the two toms, the right hand one, is just past the middle. So this is the middle of the floor tom, and it's just a bit over to the right. And the smaller one, to the left I should say. And the smaller tom is relatively close to it. There's a bit of a gap still. And it's really way over to the left side. So when I put it in the position as a whole, this is what I prefer. This is what is closest to me. They are a bit at an angle. They're not pointing down a lot, but they're not horizontal either. So there we go. Put it back in place and towards the wall. Put the pedal on. And let's see what we've got. So here we have everything back together. Looks semi-decent. Doesn't sound very well yet. The toms are getting close to tune. Floor tom as well. The snare I'm not too happy about yet. Figure out something about that. And the cymbals are junk. But with the Evans sound offs that I've ordered, we won't hear them anyway, and I'll be looking for replacements, slowly but surely finding what I like. So far so good.